I'm seeing less and less of my culture reflected here in San Francisco, in a place that advertises or considers itself a very diverse community. And when it comes to art, I'm seeing less and less of African American art makers exhibited.
Not seeing the middle class African American community that I grew up with, and the upper middle class and the upper class African American community was pretty shocking. You begin to look around and you begin to feel much more isolated.
Black folks in San Francisco are being either pushed out or displaced, primarily because they can't afford it, or they're somewhere where someone else wants to be.
I was born here, and when I was growing up, I listened to my mom and dad talk about when they would go out dancing in the Fillmore, going to the jazz clubs. I just saw more people and more diversity around.
What we're seeing is that African Americans are being disproportionately evicted in the recent eviction crisis plaguing San Francisco. They've also been disproportionately targeted in the foreclosure crisis, and also through development projects and redevelopment projects that have targeted those neighborhoods. In these maps from the 1970s onward, there's been a decrease of the African American population in San Francisco. You can see it particularly targeting neighborhoods such as the Western Addition, the Fillmore, and the Bayview.
3.9 Collective is a collective of artists and arts professionals, Black artists and arts professionals in San Francisco. And we are a group of people that got together to help support the diminishing numbers of Black people and Black artists in the city.
It felt like a responsibility, as an artist, to say something about what is happening to the city. To me, the buses are a representation of big technology, which I think is having an adverse effect on the city. I think it's something that when people see it, everyone knows what it is. You either come down on one side or the other, but I don't really think there's a lot of middle ground.
I really wanted to take a historical look at African Americans and their history of displacement, their history of trying to find home. The ideas of doors being closed, trying to open doors, being denied entry, being shoved through entries. So for me, using the doors as a metaphor for home seemed natural for me.
The piece I did was called Uprooted. It centers on 6 figures suspended in air, uprooted with their roots dangling. It tells a story of not having roots. Your roots are not in the ground. Individuals are reaching out to one another. And for me, I didn't want to leave it just as being uprooted, but also have some kind of thinking of us working together. I come from a community primarily of Black folks, and you come here and you don't have that kind of community to hold on to reflect you. So I can only be so grounded, So my roots are dangling too.
My hope is that that there are many more stories that are being told, and they're not as singular as they're being told right now. Even within the African American community, I like to hear, 1,000 stories about our experience rather than just one.